Alright, hi friends, it is me again, and I am here to do another review. This time we are going to talk about markers. So I have two different brands of markers that we're going to test, and I'm going to tell you kind of what I think about them. So the first one I got was this U.S. Art Supply Super Markers 100 Colors. So these tips, come on lid. I took it away from my kid and put the lid on too tight. Alright, so focus, hopefully. I would like it to focus. Anyway, these write like your regular marker, side, edge. They're pretty decent. They all color smoothly. I didn't have any problem with any of them being dried out or having any other problems with them at all. My only beef at all is that the colors, some of them are super similar and some of them don't exactly match the lid. So like, if you look at here, you see that it's supposed to be 100 different colors and they're supposed to be like completely different. But I was trying to color a sheep for my kids the other day and I found this marker, which looks kind of a yellowish pale, but when you write with it, it's peach. I don't know if you can even see it with my lighting, but I was really bummed because the lid shows it as a yellow color. So like that complaint obviously is going to be exactly the same as this next kind because they're the same company. But I want you to know that that being said, I have used these colors so much the last couple weeks. I've actually loved them. Loved them. I took them to art journaling last night. My whole array. See all three of these? I took all of those to art journaling last night. I may have been the favorite. Just kidding. I don't know if I was the favorite or not, but people were very impressed. So the second set comes in a box like this, also from U.S. Art Supply. These ones are also 100 markers. These ones are called broadliners, and they came in this cardboard stand, and they look really pretty, but when you try to pop them out, the bottom lid would come off, because these are two-sided markers. They're pretty cool. They have a chisel tip. So if you're coloring in broad lines, you can use your chisel tip, and if you're wanting to do a little more detail or color in some of the finer lines, you can use the bullet tip. Oops, I didn't even focus on that. I had noticed that if all three of these, if this set is together and I have my choice of the three, I'm usually using the bullet end of this one. Now, I told you that my beef was the colors didn't always match. Well, the other thing was some of them are very similar to each other. So what I did is I went through all 100 of both of them. So that's 200 markers. I had my son help me, do the matching. So that like here's number 2, and here's 2. And I labeled each marker with the number. The later ones I also circled it in that pen so you could see exactly what it looked like. But I made a chart, and I'm going to be drilling a hole in the side and putting it on a ring. So what I did was, the top row is the fine tip, like I just went straight across, and then the second row I went sideways, and then on the other marker I switched and I used the bullet tip on one and the chisel tip, and then I colored it in so you could see what it looks like, when you overlap your colors, how it's a little darker. Just like a normal marker, not a big deal. It's works great for me. And this way, when I'm looking and I want specific shades, I can find them in my numbered chart and then go back and find the pen. These would compare to probably Crayola. Price-wise, I really don't know the difference in price-wise, but I would buy these over Crayola. They have not given me any problems. They color beautifully. Look how bright those colors are. They color smoothly. The only time they go out of the lines is when I go out of the lines. It works fabulously. So yes, I have used these so much, and they withstand heat pretty well. I took a bunch of these, not all of them, but I put a bunch in a tin, and I took it with me on vacation when it was left in the car most of the time, down in Arizona and southern Utah, and they didn't leak or bleed or anything, so that is good. Alright, the next markers that we are reviewing are these Ohuhu markers, and number 1, love that they come in a case. That makes me super duper happy. Number 2, they are labeled. These, though, are not the same. So these are water-based, just like I said, your Crayola. These are oil-based. Now, I've been trying to figure out if they would compare to Copic markers. I only have one Copic marker because they're expensive. They look similar to a Copic marker, and I noticed that they color similarly. Like if you look at the back, it bleeds through pretty thickly like an alcohol. But like I said, these are oil-based, and a Copic is alcohol-based. So I'm not sure they would be in the same category. But if you're not crazy picky about that, I would definitely recommend. These are only like 22 bucks for this whole thing, and Copics are like $5 each. So I'm just saying. Now, my only beef with these is that there are no purples. This one says that it's purple, but it's hot pink. I'll show you. Oh, again, this is a dual-ended also. So there's a chisel tip, and there's also, it's not quite a, well, I guess it's like a bullet. Focus. It just says fine tip. It doesn't say whether, there you go. Now the Copic has the chisel tip. Their, oh, there's a chisel tip. But their brushes are a little bit different. See that difference? So it also depends on what you're looking for. Again, like if you look really closely on these, you'll see they bleed a little bit. But once you get the hang of how to use them, see, it bled really bad there. But if you're expecting the bleed and you're knowing what you want with it, you can actually use that to your advantage and get some really cool stuff. I happen to choose, you know, a teeny tiny picture color. But I just want to show you really quickly. So let's do this one. Okay, hopefully it'll focus. Now I'm looking through my camera on my phone and not even at my paper directly, so don't judge my coloring skills. So this is a one of the Ohuhu's art markers, and this is a Copic that I'm using right here. My only Copic. And so it's a different brush stroke, but you get kind of the same bleedy blendy effect. Now it's really nice if you're wanting to blend. I haven't played a ton with blending on my new Ohuhu's, but I have a feeling they'd really blend well. Let's try. Okay, here's that pink, the pale purple that we were talking about. So let's try this with this color is geranium. Let's see how well these blend. I don't know if it'll. No, I don't know, but I could just not know what I'm doing either. They're fun to play with. I'll probably be using these a lot. I'm a really bad colorer when I am not looking directly at my paper. They do still kind of do, well, I don't know, see what I mean? Like the regular water-based markers, when you color over what you've already colored in that color, it's super obvious. Of course, blurred. But in these, come on. You can't tell. I know that you can't see on this because the blur is being stupid. But there you go. So you can't see that second mark that I made. Look how it kind of blends away into it. So that's actually that's really cool. So I'm really impressed with these. Like I said, I don't know that they are the same quality as a Copic or even the same main ingredient. But if that's the kind of coloring you're doing, and it doesn't absolutely have to be a Copic, you know, this might work for you. So I will leave links below on all three of these. If I were to recommend one, if you have kids and you're going back to school, these would be my #1 pick. These super markers. But really, I am loving all three of these, and I have not been disappointed at all. So that's that. And I did get all of these for free in exchange for my review. But I showed you how they worked so that you knew that I wasn't just being nice for the sake of being nice. I really am honest in these reviews, and they mean a lot to me. And they're a lot of fun. And yeah, so happy shopping!